For the very last time tonight, and this is it. This is the end of the Eldritch Moon limited set review. We are back with the EOT News Flash. I'm Alex. I'm here with Mike. I'm here with Dustin. I'm here with Sean. I'm here with Drew. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Best for last, man. Best for last.
Long sentence.
I know, right?
Best for last. Yeah, put that one on, yeah. Sean be the teacher over here, just looking at me bad now.
Do y'all know Drew's been to the Pro Tour?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I didn't know that, actually. You know he's going back to the Pro Tour soon, too?
Please stop, all of you.
Hasn't he top 8 4 SCG Opens?
Oh,
He topped it a couple weekends ago, actually. No, we can't.
Because I'm fucking masterful.
All right. Well played.
So wrong.
GG's. So, here are the green cards. No.
These are gold.
These are gold cards. There is a gold green card, though. So,
just edit all of it out.
Yeah, just
Start it over.
whole fucking thing, really.
I can fix it. All right. 4-point scale.
I'm not taking it apart.
1s are unplayable. 2s are the filler.
Side chat.
3s are premium. 4s are the bombs.
Yeah.
Here are the gold cards. Starting
It's already
off
broken. I'm not tiring anything up.
with Bloodhall Priest. 2 black-red, 4/4, Vampire Cleric. When it enters battlefield or attacks, if you have no cards in hand, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and you madness it for 1 black-red.
2.5.
This card's okay.
Yeah.
You'll run it if you know those colors.
It's-
You're like
to
not
me-
first picking this card.
It
It is a 2-color 4/4 with no text.
Well, the problem is, like, it is 2 colors. So, like, is it worth the second? Like,
I don't think so.
Is it worth locking? You're not gonna pick it early.
No,
And then, can you do better than a 4/4 in these colors for that mana?
Yeah.
Usually not. Like, I mean,
I can get a murder for better than this.
It's a mid pack.
It's
Yeah.
It's a mid pack.
It's in your colors, you take it.
The
That's
effect
it.
is happening whenever I feel like I'm in a bad spot. Like I'm hellbent, and now I get this effect, and the effect's not that good. Like I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
you have to be helmet, and this thing has to attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes in or when
So
it attacks.
we have two conditional things here.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's one of those cards though that if you're in those colors and it slips to you and you're getting like a late pick 4/4 for 4, you're pretty happy.
4/4,
Yeah.
maybe madness it for 3, and you're fine.
I think,
Sure.
Yes.
That's pretty much all it is, yeah. Next one's kind of sweet, though. This is Campaign of Vengeance. 3 white-black enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life.
So this effect was on a 3/3 that people told me was like gonna be really good, and that card never saw
Yep.
any play.
And you could assign their block.
And you could do like extra for the same mana. I could pay and like assign blockers.
Well, it was very good, actually.
But it would be
Limited.
great in limited.
It was good and limited.
Yeah, I
Witch of the
mean-
Horde was like real exciting because we had just had the other demon right before.
Hellrider.
Yeah.
That guy was real.
I think this card's fine as well. Like, I mean, your guys have to be bigger, so it
Oddly
just gets, like, murdered, but...
No, I mean oddly enough, I think this is a little better than that because this is harder to kill.
Yeah.
It's not mythic for one, and this is harder to kill, and this stacks, right?
What does that
Yeah.
matter?
So
Multiples do really good.
it does matter that it's harder to kill.
No, what does it matter that it's not mythic?
Yeah, it means it's easier to get.
It means you'll get it.
There's a chance you could get 2 of these.
Okay.
2 of these you probably can't lose.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of those is probably fine.
Yeah, I will
It's
suicide
also-
my board.
It's also really good that it's in the same colors as the Skulk deck.
Yep.
So this is like adds an extra interesting element to the fact that like now my Skulk guys are slightly better. Like now I have clock kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Well, your white guys become spirits, right? And, like, there's some, like, cheap black flying guys as well.
Yep.
So, like, aggressive little flying guys are probably good with this card, but, like...
Well, even the 1/3, the
Yeah.
1/3 for 3 with Skulk is just like
dumb playable one.
I'll gain. You take 2, I gain 2. Like
Yep. Perfectly fine. Next we got Gisa and Geralf. This is 2 blue-black legendary human wizards, 4/4. When it enters battlefield, you mill 4 cards, and during each of your turns, you may cast a zombie from your graveyard.
yeah, this card's great. Mind Rack Demon was great.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I also think this
enabler.
card's just a 4. Like,
Yeah.
a solid, just first pick. Like, it's worth being both colors there. Even if you, can't get any value out of the milling part, like, just playing the zombies
Yeah.
from your yard every turn is probably good enough to...
Well, the mill. If you have zombies in your deck to play, like the mill inherently comes into play. So it's not like it kind of has its own synergy as long as you can play this as like a delirium enabler, and it's no big deal. It's fine. Like Mind Rack Demon was fine. This card's good. It has like an upside that Mind Rack Demon didn't.
Yeah, like,
This 4/4 way better than the other 4/4 second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's in
but it's
better
mythic,
colors
so
for
it's like-
limited.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
also-
these are. So it's interesting also that you point that out though. These were the 2 worst, or this was the worst color combo
Right.
in the previous, like by such a large margin that it wasn't even funny in the previous like iteration of this limited format. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. And I don't think it's much different, but
Just traditionally is what I was saying. That's a pretty good color.
I mean,
Yeah.
the creatures in those colors that are zombies also have like come into play effects. They have like Stitching Scab off of this thing is pretty aggressive. Like
there's a lot of value to be had. Sure, I just feel like these colors would need to improve vastly.
Yeah.
I think they have actually.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I like it. It's sweet. Next, we've got Grim Player, black and a green for a 2/2 human warrior, has trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, throw them back to the top of your library in any order, and it gets +2/+2 if you have Delirium enabled.
Card's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, in limited, is it really though? Like, because it's just gonna trade with my wolf. Like my quill pack wolf or whatever. Boop, nice.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be fine. Like
I think in limited, the times like when you build your deck that you attack with this, it's a 4/4. Like
Yeah, I think it
can't
will
imagine this
be.
thing not being a 4/4 in limited very easily. Just you can draft artifacts at like the Scarecrow and stuff
Yep.
like that. Like I think it's much better in limited than it is in standard. It's kind of weird.
well, Delirium is super hard to get constructed currently, so
Yeah.
50%
I just
of
don't I just don't think that my Delirium deck wants a 2/2
4/4.
that I can't attack with early. Like
Well,
it's still gonna take you 3 or 4 turns to
No,
get
if you're
Delirium.
like in most cases, if you're just like Vessel into this guy into crack Vessel, like if your Delirium deck is built, like I mean that's usually enough for Delirium. It's another 4 cards when he attacks also, so you have like combat tricks.
It's to deal damage.
Yeah, it has to do
He has to
damage.
connect.
Yeah.
So when my Quilled Wolf like fronts him in the yard and they both trade, like you're not getting any Delirium.
Yeah,
So
must do combat damage.
he has to have it already.
And then you have the top 3 cards. So it's pretty. It's got some hoops to jump through.
I cracked a lot of vessels in limited, and I really liked the what's the 2/2 that flies? Moon whatever.
Moon Knight.
The spirit guy.
Silver.
2/2 for
something.
2, 1 and
Yeah.
a white. Yep.
Yeah, when it flies when you have Delirium. So I played that deck a lot.
Sure.
And I've cracked a lot of vessels, and like even knowing that it's going to be enchantment like land most of the time, you're going to have like 2 out of the 4. Like you're going to want to take something out of the pile, and a lot of times like it's not worth it. But I mean, to like take the one thing that doesn't. Sometimes you have to take a worse card in order to enable Delirium to like make these 2/2s that fly. What I'm saying is like this guy having been a 4/4 or whatever, like it's fine, but I'm not going to take this guy highly ever.
I thought it was an attack trigger.
No, it's the combat damage is the biggest strike against it.
When
That's
you're working
worse.
to get Delirium online, your opponent might have just gone Grizzly Bear into 2/3, and now you can't.
There are a lot of
attack.
guys that trade with a 4/4 anyways. It's not like he's huge.
Yep.
Yeah. What is awesome though, Heron's Grace Champion, 2 green white, Human Knight, 3/3, flash, lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, humans you control get +1/+1 and lifelink till the end of turn.
Good old Paul Revere.
This guy does it all. It's a 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
the green-white archetype wasn't already oppressive and limited.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
This just makes it that much better.
I mean, and he's only a rare, so like you'll I mean like if you play a lot of limited, you'll play with him. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's insane to get him. What? I don't know whatever hand motion you're doing right now. I like the card a lot. I think it's great.
Yep. Next we've got Mercurial Geist, 2 blue-red, 1/3 spirit, flying whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it gets +3/+0 till the end of turn. It's a worse weed Dragonauts.
Oh, is that that's
Is
the
it worse?
2/2 or whatever?
It's bigger, right? It's more power.
It gets more power, but it's 1 more mana to cast it.
And doesn't have less toughness.
No, weed Dragonauts is a 1/2, I believe.
No, it's a 1/3 also.
That's 1/3 as well?
Yeah.
Oh, this card sucks then.
So it's
comparably.
it's just straight worse.
Yeah.
It's more power. Yeah.
Why not
Well,
just
I mean-
reprint Dragonauts then?
Well, flavor fails already.
Who cares?
Well, I didn't even need to read this to know this is terrible.
We Dragonauts like.
There's some blues for this one. The card Mike doesn't like it.
Like
That's fair.
Well, it's blue-red. It's just, you know it does something goofy.
you will play that in your. I mean, this blue-red spells deck or
It's
whatever.
it's
here
a
you
thing.
go.
Here's your payoff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
here's the interesting part. So far, I've seen all these really sweet creatures with this blue-red spells deck. I don't know what's going on with all these spells.
We haven't reviewed the spells, man. The spells were the other
We
way.
went through the
Listen,
whole red.
tune
We went through
in.
the whole red spell
The
section.
blue
here.
half is
You
what
had to be
want.
here on
Oh,
Monday.
right, yeah.
There's like 7.
I was here on
spells
Monday
we talked
heckling in the
about
chat,
that.
throwing more
Yeah.
salty puns.
There was
your
good
way.
red spells and there's good blue spells. Just saying.
All right, moving on. Born Willow, 1 black, green, 3/2 with haste, and enters the battlefield with Delirium enabled. Creatures your opponents control with 2 power or less can't block this turn.
This card's good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Pretty sweet.
Not first picking it, but yeah.
I like Dark Magnet.
No, it's like it's the same. It's harder to cast, but it's the Voldaren Duelist or whatever that guy is, but slightly better.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
The guy that comes in is like, this guy can't block and has haste.
yeah.
It's a 3/2. This guy's like, these guys can't block and is a 3/2 and has haste. Would he cost one less?
Well, this one has like needs delirium for that effect, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not casting him on turn 3.
No, definitely not. All right.
fine.
Next we have Ride Down. Red white instant, destroy target blocking creature, and creatures that were blocked by that creature deal damage as though they had trample.
This card was not played the first time.
Won't be played this time.
And standard, it's pretty good in limited.
It was okay.
It was good loaded in
You
standard.
forget, like Jeskai didn't play it. Like you forget though, most of the Jeskai decks were like they were blue-red or blue-white. They weren't white-red. Like, and it was they were like all of the decks are like blue-reds or blue or white-blue. They weren't. You never got white and red like in the same deck.
Yeah.
This is just like the sickest attacking blowout. Like,
Well,
you're
humans-
gonna block, you're gonna pump, I'm gonna kill your guy, you're gonna take a bunch of damage.
Well,
Yeah.
So the white-red
much better
spells,
now.
the white-red spells deck, or not spells deck, the white-red humans deck has like a lot of equipment and stuff in it. So like you might have this like medium-sized guy that just like blows somebody out. Sure.
Yeah, I just like that it kills it. Like, it's kind of like,
Destroy and give it trample.
yeah, I mean, like, you would play, like, destroy target blocking creature. I mean,
It's
this
2
card,
mana removal spell.
yeah, this card's, it's playable, it's good. It's not great, but
2.5.
2.5?
yeah.
Yeah.
2.5.
In,
All right.
in that deck.
I thought we didn't give out half points, Doc.
It's just,
You had a little shiner now we're giving out half
Half
points.
a beer.
Get a little loose.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, half of them right there, yeah.
Next one we have spell color 1 white blue 2/3 flash flyer. When it enters the battlefield, exile target spell converted mana cost 4 or less, and when it leaves the battlefield, the exiled spell's controller can cast that spell without paying its mana cost.
Do you want to go on record right here on the cast?
Yeah, I'll go on record. I think this is
talk
the
about
most
this.
overhyped card in the set.
Oh, I agree with that completely.
Like there's a lot of talk about this being in standard and being oppressive in standard, and I disagree quite a bit. I think a lot of times it's going to give your opponent the opportunity to not only fix and it like I play my spell, you queller it, and then I can now play into a position to not only get my spell back, but make it more like worse for you.
Yeah.
Like I think this card's fine. I don't think it's terrible. I do think it's way overhyped.
So
I can see that. Sure.
On the record.
So I came from an angle of like completely disagreeing because I keep looking at it like you know originally, and I kept looking at it from like a tempo angle.
Yeah.
Like obviously we're talking about constructed here, but like if I play this and like I have a couple of guys in play, and then all of a sudden, you know, you try to languish and I like come over the top, it's like, all right, well that's fine, but you know, he's right. Like now they untap. Or like, I get to do my turn or whatever, and that's fine. And like, oh, well, now you have a Clash of Wills and all this other stuff. Like, that's totally great. But now they're going to untap, and their deck that's playing Languish and has infinite removal. And they're going to cast a cheaper Languish off this other removal spell. Or, like, you're going to Clash of Wills it. And, I mean, it's just... the card is fine, but the fact that they get to cast it for free and it doesn't, like, return it to their hand or something is what makes it kind of shaky. Mm-hmm. And also, my other thing was, like, the collected company mirrors are going to get really, like... really awful because I thought
As if they weren't already.
Yeah, no, I thought they would cut Displacer, and they still might cut Displacer for this card. And now you have like this card and Reflector Mage, and like you have all these like horrible interactions. So like nobody wants to Coco first, and like I'm just saying. So the more and more I thought about this card, though, like it is really all right. If it's a tempo play and you like fog the game for a turn or whatever, and you manage to deal a bunch of damage or what have you, it's probably fine. But if you're expecting this to be like a long-term answer to something,
no,
I think it's
definitely not.
I think it's much worse. And the more and more I think about the situations where this card like gets played, the more and more I agree with him that I think it's really not that bad. Like, is it going to be a good card and will it get played? Yes. Is it a $6 or $7 card? Yes. Is it a $13, $14, $15 card? Probably not.
I don't even think it's going to be a 4-of in the decks that play it. Like, it's a
It's
sweet,
3.
like,
It's just 3 Displacer for this guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's just a card that is if your opponent can only do one thing, it's great because it'll stop that one thing. But like all the decks in Standard can do multiple things. They attack from various angles, and they all get to play like different removal spells. So I can't see one card being impactful that way when it's not costing your opponent any additional resources. They're just going to continue to play the game, and when that guy dies, you're gonna get punished for it.
Yes.
And I think it's a trap to put it in your deck. But
The other hype was this guy's like in eternal formats, like modern especially. A lot of people were like, "What about this guy in modern and this stuff?" And I was like, "This guy dies lightning bolt."
Yeah.
Bolt.
I've been asked several times
mean-
if this is worth it in modern.
Yeah.
And I
I've
keep
heard-
saying no.
Well, I mean, there is this subset of player who wants to play this like Snapcaster, Restoration Angel, like Spell Queller, Lightning Helix, Remand, Path, Bolt deck, or whatever. But like, I keep having these conversations with these people, and it's like, okay, well, what about in the mirror? Oh, well, you side him out in the mirror. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, if you're gonna side this card out in the mirror, like if this card isn't even good against the deck you want to play him in, like, why are we? What's going on here? So,
I mean, I think it's pretty normal for like people to like think that they're disrupting your opponent, and I just
it is disruptive, but it's not permanently disruptive.
It's not oppressive.
Yeah.
Well, it's worse than Vendilion Click.
This card is
It's-
awful compared to Vendilion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In
It's
certain
worse than
ways,
Vendilion Click.
like it does a pretty decent click impersonation, but then the times when your opponent wants to be click, it's
Why?
just,
I don't ever because I don't ever get my card back. Untap, bolt this guy, get my dude back anyways.
Right.
I mean,
I
don't like it anymore.
I don't mean to talk you out of it.
Oh, no.
Pre-order them at 15. Go for it. But I'm saying, like,
He's not 15,
We're
but
taking
he's
pre-orders
still
right
good.
now.
Like he's not 15, but there are like
hit up Dustin Betts Stoops at Gmail whatever something.
I'm not sold on him in modern, but he's not 15. But in constructed, like there are other aspects of constructed that will make him good.
The Collected Company mirror match is not who Collected Company's first, it's who Collected Company's best.
Yes.
So when I disrupt your board and I add twice to mine, most likely, that's way more powerful.
You're just gonna untap. They're gonna untap and like Coco your guy, still company anyways.
Well, all right, you're gonna Queller my Coco. I'll Reflector Mage, bounce your guy, and I'm gonna Collected Company. You can't even cast this card. Like you're behind on the whole turn cycle now. Like it's just not very strong.
Yeah.
And the people are like, but we can just counter their Collected. You can just negate their Collected Company. Like I mean, it's fine.
But I can reveal this off my Collected Company. I mean,
So
I understand the appeal. I'm just saying in practical application, I feel like this card. The more and more I think about it, the worse it gets.
Let's move on to a really sweet card then.
Huh?
Okay.
Let's move on to a sweet card.
Are we? Because I don't think there are any left on this page.
Oh no, this one's
Okay.
sweet.
Oh Jesus.
All right, Tamio Field Researcher, 1 green, white, blue,
Socks with sandals.
4 loyalty, +1. Yeah, socks and sandals. +1. Choose up to 2 target creatures until your next turn. Whenever either of those creatures deals combat damage, you draw a card. -2. Tap up to tap up to 2 target line permanents. They don't untap during their control's untap phase. And for -7, you can draw 3 cards and get an emblem that says you may cast non-land cards from your hand without paying their mana costs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh shoot!
Password.
Okay. We're good.
This card is bananas.
Yeah. BANANAS.
ER. Lots of this card's very sweet, and like it's kind of hard until you actually see it like in play interacting with other creatures. That a lot of times you can just like, all right, these guys do damage, mine and yours. I'm gonna draw some cards, so I'm gonna deter you from attacking or blocking because you're giving me resources. And then next turn I tap the guys in play and get the smash. The following turn I tap your next 2 guys and get the smash. Like it's very good.
It's really good. The only question you have to ask yourself is like, so if you're drafting, pack 1, pick 1. You open this up. Do you want to pack 1, pick 1 into 3 colors?
Slam it.
I'd smash it. I would easily just slam this card.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you'd easily get blown the fuck out of a draft that matters.
I mean,
There's no way you slam that thing.
Like, so you're at the table of Pro Tour and you open this card.
Absolutely.
You take it, but that's
You ship this. You go 2 picks over. You take the very best uncommon, not in those colors you can find, and you slam that card onto the table
And you
first.
pass- and
you
yeah.
leave it at the top of the stack. Like when he goes when he counts to 15. This is the first card he picks up. That I could not be more happy.
Yeah.
And you know what? He won't take it either. But
no,
There's
that's the only thing is like the green white in the limited format previously, and it looks like in this format as well, is good to where you can take this card, and if it ends up open, you just have to be willing to abandon it real fast.
This is
But I don't
an
want
easy
to
pick.
abandon my pick 1, pack 1, like
Right,
my
that's-
pack 1, pick
that
1.
happens
That can happen all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't want to set myself up to like. This is the greater probability here that I have to abandon this.
The payoff though is insane. Also, I don't like this. Isn't a 3-color card. Like it's in green. Like all the green decks that in drafts specifically are gonna have have ways to like manipulate their mana base. So this is a green-white card or a green-blue card that's splashing the other
First of all,
color.
there are you're going to have like less than half as many shots at a dual land. So you're going to have to prioritize picking up a dual land.
No, that's not just it. There's still a fork in the road, and there's also the green
You're going to
guy
have
who...
so fewer
Hold
shots
on.
at fork in the road.
There's also the green guy who, when he dies, goes and gets a basic land.
All right, I think this is really important to pick early. If it comes around to you late because you're drafting for real and not rare drafting, card's fine. In constructed, a whole different conversation. In limited, would this card be sweet to have in your deck and you have this like green-white deck with like blue dual land and a way to go get your island? Yeah, sure. Well, like I'm not picking this like early. It's just asking to abandon your first pick.
That's fair.
I get that it happens a lot. Totally understand your point of view, but like, why set yourself up to have such a high probability
Because
to throw a pick away?
The payoff to this versus all the
I don't
other
think,
commons
like,
are just way lower.
I don't even think
thing's
this wins
insane.
you. I think you can have this card in play and lose the game a lot. So like, I'm not even going to go into the situation where I picked this 3-color card because I know it'll like windmill slam me the game. I think you can lose a lot of games with this in play easily.
I don't think. First of all, that's going to be true about most of the cards in this set, but like there's tons of cards here.
There are
that
a couple
you
of cards I don't think you can lose.
Oh, like the Spell Queller. Can't lose the game with Spell Queller. That's a rare. Like there's tons of cards on this page right here that like rares are not like the same way. There are tons of rares in this set that are like slightly better uncommons that are not oppressive. They're not difficult to interact
That's what I'm
with.
saying. So why take one that's 3 colors that you might have to abandon that still like isn't guaranteed to like. Because this can be in play for several turns and still lose.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. If this is online, you can't lose this game. It's way too much card advantage. Like just drawing cards and keeping your opponent from attacking will just kill them in 12 turns.
You assume it's going to keep them from attacking. All right, I'm gonna give both you guys this effect. Okay, well I'm gonna smash you in the face and I'm gonna kill your cameo with my trick and like, all right, you're gonna draw 2 cards. Like now what? Now, like, you don't have this card anymore. Like,
you
draw
2
cards, like random cards
in your deck.
What are you talking about? Like, you can just like tap. You can keep 2 guys out for 2 turns. 2 turns. That's huge. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a.
I agree.
weird deal.
That is the best ability in limited.
Like drawing cards is pretty good. Never.
Yeah, like all right, you play this guy, you have an open board. Like, I get it, but I'm saying like those scenarios are not going to happen very often.
I mean,
No, they probably won't. Like,
I think the upside is worth taking and building your deck into, as opposed to being afraid because it's 3 colors.
It's not.
I think
It literally has nothing to do with being afraid. It's just a percentage-based situation, and like the percentage yields that the fact that there are going to be a lot of people who think green-white is a strong archetype. There were a lot of people green-white was a strong archetype before. Like it's just why box yourself into it. Now I have to hunt to either be in this blue-green archetype or this green-white archetype. Or this blue-white archetype that isn't one, and I can't splash it.
It's not a hunt. It's literally an option that you get to hold. Like, oh, I have this red dragon that's awesome. That's easily in my red deck. Oh, but I didn't get past in your red cards. Well, I don't get to play the red dragon.
Yeah,
this is no different.
No, it's red symbols versus 3 colors. Like if you're gonna sit here and say I might have to abandon my red dragon, you're right. You might not get past any more playable red cards, and you might end up throwing your dragon away.
On the colored mana cost and not the upside of the card itself.
I-
Like if the deck comes, the deck comes. Either way, it's no different than it
I
being a
sideboard
black
with
or
Dustin
blue
on this
spell.
one, simply because if you can look at it and say, okay, I've picked either a green, a white, or a blue card, and then hopefully I can get one of those other 2 colors, and there might be a position where you just have to abandon it. That's going to happen.
There's more often than not because like you're either green blue or green white, and you're splashing this card.
Or white, blue.
You can't be white blue and splash this
Sure you
card.
can.
No, you can't. You're gonna. Well, that's definitely.
That's much more risky.
So
It is,
So
yeah.
taking this card is risky because now you lock yourself into you're green no matter what, and you have to be either green white or green blue.
But that's not a bad spot to be in.
That's not.
I mean, I'm not.
It's
a
no
fan
different
of
than taking your white card and saying, I'm in a white deck unless I don't get past white
I
cards.
can still be
It's
white.
the same
I can be
way.
white red. I can be white green. I can be white black. Like my Avacyn, if you will, that I open is still very flexible because it's just white. I can be white green, white blue, white black, white red. I can be all of these other colors. Like I only have to like cobble together. Let's say that just like normal, the white is way overdrafted at the table. Like I still only have to cobble together half a deck. There's like a very real possibility where you're having to cobble together a whole deck for this like cameo in it.
I don't think so. I mean, I think you have to like, you have to really want to be green. Like you need to be aggressive in drafting green cards and then piecing together the rest of it. I think it's fine. I think this card's very good, and I think it's powerful. I think it's worth your pack one, pick one blind to take this, because I think the upside's better than almost every uncommon. Like, nothing is coming to mind that's just like, oh, I would rather have this uncommon than this sick planeswalker.
If there's a flip rare, if there's an uncommon that's good, like, it's fine.
Yeah, I very pack dependent, I think, but we'll find out.
Can we put a poll on the thing? Like, can we put a poll in the post? Like,
We can probably do that, yeah.
All right.
Let's hit this last gold card here. This is Ulrich of the Crowlin Horde. This is a 3 red-green 4/4 human werewolf. It's a legendary creature. When it enters the battlefield or transforms into Ulrich, target creature gets +4/+4 till the end of turn. At the ending of each upkeep, if no spells were cast, it turns over. When it transforms into Ulrich Uncontested Alpha, which is a 6/6, you may have it fight target non-werewolf creature you don't control, and if there are 2 spells cast in a turn, it flips back over.
Card's great.
Card is great. Card is good. It's red. It is green.
Massive monster.
Yeah.
Exactly what you would want in
Big four.
red green. Yeah.
Big 4.
I would first pick it. I would try to be in those colors.
Yeah.
And splash it.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like, oh, I'm red-green, but now I'm just red-black. I can still, like, find a way to put forest in my deck to play something like this.
Yeah. Easily doable.
I'm also, like personally in Limited, like, I'm a huge component of, like, I don't need every single card in my deck to be competitive in the games.
Oh, yeah.
So if I never draw this or I can't ever cast this, even if it's in my opener, I'm not convinced that you need every card that you draw and play to win your game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, but I think most games are resolved way before that happens.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm not afraid to go in on something powerful like that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so that was all the gold cards. You guys want to keep going?
Sure.
Artifact, land, colors.
Let's do it. All right, let's do the lands first because there's only 2 we have to actually talk about now. Because we already talked about battlements. So the first one is Gyreach Sanitarium. This is a legendary land that taps to add a colorless to your mana pool, or you can tap 2 and each player draws a card, then discards a card.
Red, blue, spell deck.
Yeah.
Done. You're catching on, big man. Look at you.
This is good in like all control decks, I think. To
Yeah.
play your card quality is a little bit better.
Yep.
Obviously, you don't want this in your red-white like aggro deck.
Nope.
I don't want to give my opponent like they can't deal with my board. I don't want them to find a way.
Yeah.
This land, though, if you like are playing against the aggressive opponent who ends up hellbent, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You filter, they just pitch whatever's on top.
Yeah.
Or if you have madness and they don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You that's the thing is like, so a lot of people I've seen like they look at this card like, but you're both getting the effect, but you're the one who built your deck. They didn't build their deck saying my opponents can play this land, so they're not going to know whether or not they need a sandbag, whether or not they need to have madness cards, what they're going to have going on. You built it to abuse it, they didn't.
and you get to control when it's activated.
Right,
By
yeah.
the same token, like if you just don't want to use it, don't use it.
Yeah.
You can also see what colors they're playing and decide whether or not it's more beneficial for you. Like
Yeah.
blue-eyed opponent, go ham.
Yeah.
Black, probably don't trigger it.
Nope. So, pretty sweet though. And the other thing we can talk about tonight is Nephalia Academy. If a spell or an ability an opponent controls would cause you to discard a card, you may reveal that card, put it on top of your library instead of putting it anywhere else, and it taps out of colorless. I have heard people just go back and forth on this one.
There's an article on another website
What's it say?
that's talking about this, and for combo decks, it's talking about this card and.
Leyline of Sanctity. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on CFB today. John Fireball.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were shouting out random
Leyline
sites.
Sanctity?
Yep.
I mean, they were talking about this in combo decks being
What's
like.
the interaction?
And, well, it's
This
this,
versus
it's
Leyline.
this or Leyline of Sanctity.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this is a liability sometimes. Like
Yeah.
missing
Oh,
a draw
100%.
step is like huge.
Yeah.
Especially if your deck needs additional cards.
If somebody like if you play a creature and they put it on top of your deck, and you have to redraw that creature and it's
Yeah.
like out of tempo, that's awful. And like now you're instead of drawing ways to interact with what they're doing, you're going to be drawing this land again.
Also, a combo deck tend to need like specific colors early in the game. Can they afford colorless mana?
I don't think so, yeah. Like, people have been telling me, oh, it beats Thoughtseize in Modern. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Well,
it doesn't.
it's the same effect, right?
Yeah, essentially it is.
It's if a card would make you discard this, right?
Yeah.
So Thoughtseize doesn't do anything. They can't choose this card.
No.
Well, no. Like, if this is in play, if they say, okay, my Thoughtseize you, okay, I will just decide to put my Charming Glyph on top of my library and just draw next turn.
Well, I mean that's fine because like again, like you don't have any colored mana in play.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like,
What decks would want to play that where Thoughtseize is just devastating against you? Merfolk.
yeah, like there is a world where this card is good, I just don't know what it is.
I don't either. Maybe if there's like onboard effects, like a Liliana, like each player discards a card, you get something there. But I don't.
Even then,
It doesn't feel exciting.
yeah. But what is exciting though are these emerge cards.
Oh man, Hammer Cool.
We got artifacts still, maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, they're on the same list.
No, we gotta hold this kid back.
Oh, you gotta go back. Okay, artifacts, really quick. There's 11 of them. Yeah.
Can we just talk about the ones that are good?
Yeah, let's all the uncommons.
Terrarian. That card's good.
So Terrarian's good. It's a 1-drop, and enters battlefield tapped. You can pay 2 to sacrifice it. Add 2 colors of mana to pull in any combination, and when it's put into the graveyard, draw a card. What else is good here?
These equipments are all kind of weird.
Yeah. So we have Cathar Shield. There's the Cryptolith Fragment, which turns into a creature.
Well, I think they after the famous Butcher's Cleaver Night Stalker colossal
Oh
just fuck up of last limited format. I think we didn't the bonuses on some of these equipment is not quite as high
yeah.
as it used to be.
Now the one I do want to talk about is Lupine Prototype. It's the 2-drop 5/5 that can't attack or block unless the player has no cards in hand. Just bleh. Just bad.
Not good.
Bad.
It's the same thing as the 4/4, right? Where if you're helmet, it does something.
Yeah.
I mean,
And this one's cheaper to cast, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's not very good. Eldrazi Mimic, it's pretty good with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you really care about this card is if you are in the green deck and you have 4 fight spells. that's the only reason
you
you're
didn't care then.
I don't think I would either.
So man, they can't attack or block. Yeah, I can't think of anything that's just super.
If it blocked, we might have a
yeah,
ball
if it was
game.
just like a 05, like a 5/5 defender.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
really spooky.
Lost Defender if you're someone's hellbent, yeah.
Soul Separator looks fun. It's
Yeah.
real fun though.
So
All that text.
Soul Separator, 3-drop artifact, 5, tap and sacrifice it, exile target creature from your graveyard, put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 spirit with flying, and then put a black zombie token on the battlefield with power equal to that creature's power and toughness equal to its toughness.
So they separate their abilities from their bodies.
Yes,
Okay.
and you get a thing and a thing that are separately things, but
this is
together
a-
the original thing.
This is a
Reverse
4.
build.
This is a 4 on flavor.
Yep.
Okay.
This is a 4 on flavor.
Yes, it is. Correct.
Probably 2 on playability.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
get to have something pretty sick.
Yeah, I
to
was
bring
thinking about
back.
some of these mythics, like these nasty creatures and stuff, and
Yeah.
having
Making a 4/4 and a 1/1.
having a sweet Emrakul as a 1/1's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
This little baby Emrakul.
This 13/13 zombie.
Yeah, just
We eked out an extra power in there somewhere.
Yeah, somehow. So the rest of these artifacts are just kind of meh, and they don't really do
We
anything.
got the classic shield, the scarecrow situation.
they're all going to be filler. So
Yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way to play them.
We'll group them and give them a 1.5.
They all get, yeah, I give them all 2s. I did actually. Alright, let's talk about colorless creatures, because these are the sweet ones. We'll go through them fast. Alright, Abundant Maw, 8 colorless mana, 6/4, Eldrazi Leech, emerge for 6 and a black, so you can cast the spell by sacrificing a creature and paying the emerge cost reduced by that creature's converted mana cost, but not the color of it. So it's 6 and a black to emerge it, and when it targets, or when you cast it, target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life.
It's not enough.
No, you don't want this.
Not
Yeah.
enough butter for my bread, I guess.
You don't want anything to do
Yeah.
with this one.
it's kind of weird because it's kind of like this weird dealt mechanic where instead of using lots of resources out of the yard, you have to pay with gameplay.
It's an upfront cost.
But yeah, this feels like a great way to upgrade your medium creature to something relevant. Now I don't know if 4/4 is good or 6/4.
6/4.
That one's not good enough.
This guy you're not wanting.
But
Yeah.
this mechanic seems
The mechanic is sweet,
pretty
though.
sweet.
Yeah, so our next one we have is Decimator Provinces, Hammer Cool.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Now we get it.
It's hilarious.
Now we
For the
get
folks
it.
at home,
10.
it's a pig,
It is a pig.
also known as ham.
Yes.
That's an
And it's
Eldrazi.
willing ham.
Yes.
It is ham Rakul.
So, 10 generic
version of
mana,
Pig.
7/7, emerge for 6 green, 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 and when you cast it, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample till the end of turn, and it itself has trample and haste.
It's a 7/7.
Yep.
This card's pretty great.
It has trample and haste, and it gives +2/+2 trample and haste.
All
yeah.
your dudes.
It gives trample to
Greater
your
Hoof is
dudes.
pretty good.
Overrun my dudes.
Must be good. Yeah.
And a 7/7 seems fine.
Yeah.
That's great.
If you've cast a 4-drop this game, you've probably got the mana to cast this now and just kill your opponent.
You're in the green deck that typically has like multiple guys in play and has like one fat thing you've already cast, so you can emerge it for cheap.
So what you're saying is this guy allows you to go ham.
Merkle.
Yes, we get it, Drew.
I mean, triple green
Yes.
is kind of rough, but I mean, obviously, like
It's late in the game.
you can build your deck.
Yeah.
to
Overrun, in all seriousness though, Overrun has been a historically like crazy limited
Yeah.
card.
There's a reason they don't print it anymore.
Yeah, I mean they've tried different.
But now it's
things,
on a
like-
7/7.
Yeah.
That also has trample and haste.
Mythic 7/7s is the only
But it,
put
but
it
it
now.
costs 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, fair.
So it's-
Well,
so it's fair.
even at
It's
5,
mythic.
it's still just +2/+2, which is not as ridiculous as +3/+3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, they get trample.
Yeah.
yeah, the card's insane. The card's great.
Yeah.
Open it, play it.
Yeah. Next one we got.
Pre-order them right now.
Next is Distended Mindbender. 8 generic mana, 5/5 insect, emerge for 5 black. Whenever you cast it, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You may choose a non-land card with converted mana that costs 3 or less, and one that costs 4 or greater, and they discard both cards.
That one's a 5/5.
Yep.
We're getting there.
Yeah, it's close.
Let's play.
I haven't liked a lot of the modern.
At like
this one.
6 and a
As
black.
much other stuff.
I think at 6 and a black, I think you're in business.
This one's close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this one's fine. It's like you'll
What's
run
the
it.
emerge? 7?
Yeah, 5 black.
5 black.
I think if it was 6 and a black, I think you're really close to being
Well,
superstar.
I mean, it's still fine. Like it's still
Yeah.
real close.
oh, it's still a very powerful card, yeah.
It still feels pretty playable in both limited and constructed. Like double duress, not always good in limited, but
Yeah.
You get
Well,
two-
this is just an online card.
Yeah, you
like
get-
it's a straight up thought
you get
seizing.
two. You get two guys.
You get an Inquisition of Inquisition goes like an appetite for brains.
so you get a spell and a dude most likely. Like,
Yeah.
A trick plus a guy. I think it's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
and the body's
very
solid
close.
too. Yeah.
I would probably play that in my deck.
Yep. Alright, next we've got is the Draenor Behemoth, 9 generic mana, 5/7 Eldrazi Crab with Flash, emerge 7 and a blue, and when it enters it has hexproof as long as it in the battlefield this turn.
Meh. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's how much to emerge?
Flash.
7 and a blue?
7 and a blue.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a rough one for me.
It's a 5/7.
Yep.
It's a big body. Like.
It's way worse than this other one.
Yep.
Let's skip the next one.
All right.
Alright.
Pre-order.
Elder Deep Fiend, 8 generic mana for a 5/6 Eldrazi Octopus with Flash, emerges 5 blue. When you cast it, you tap up to 4 target permanents. Dustin, go.
This card's so insane. Like, it's literally the best card in the set. If you ever play with a card like Vendilion Click, it's a very similar.
Not Vendilion
like,
Click.
Miss this one click.
Oh, I'm sorry. Missed my
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm just in love. I'm in love with this octopus. No, it's very good. Its body is huge. I mean, it's basically going to cost 4 mana throughout its entire life in Standard because of cards like Matter Reshaper and the Eldrazi that makes a 1/1 Sky Summoner.
Yep.
The card's just very good. Yeah, being able to tap out your opponent that's not threatening Collected Company, like time walking them is huge. Or if they do have Collected Company type cards, you can like ambush them mid combat. The card's just very solid.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's the most exciting card out of all the colorless spells, and it's definitely my favorite card in the set.
Yeah, I agree.
It's busted.
Yeah.
Pre-order them right now.
Yes. Alright, next we have Emrakul, the Promised End, 13 generic mana, 13/13 legendary Eldrazi. It costs 1 less for each type of card in your graveyard, among cards in your graveyard. Whenever you cast it, you gain control of target opponent during that next player's turn. After that turn, that player takes an extra turn, and it has flying, trample, and protection from instants.
I think this card is obviously pretty good and limited.
Yep. Cast it, you probably win.
Yeah. I think it's also deceptively very, very good in like some different types of constructed formats. In Standard, it's actually like it's killable. I think a lot of the problems people are going to run into are like in formats like Modern.
Yep.
Like name sorcery removal spells that get played in Modern.
Dreadbore.
Like Dreadbore, Maelstrom Pulse. Like that's it.
Go Jund.
Like it's
I've been told to
kinda
play
crazy.
this in Jund, actually.
Huh?
This in Jund and Modern.
So there
I
are
can't
these.
do that.
There are these.
Reveal this to your Dark Confidant and just die.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, why would you do that?
Once upon a time, they played this Greater Gargadon like Dark Confidant deck.
Played Greater Garden on Dark Confidant, but
Yeah,
This is different.
yeah, we weren't at 14 because of our life total.
Yeah, we're in a new-
Shocker.
Yeah.
New
I
world,
mean,
yeah.
all I've got to do is attack you like once and you're dead.
Yeah.
So the thing with this is like, there have been for like quite a while these like random green X decks that are like Utopia Sprawl, like 4 mana Lorwyn Garruk, like these kind of like weird decks that had some graveyard interaction and some random stuff. And like most of the time they had like Tooth and Nail and things like that to go get like regular Emrakul and this. What's the
Xenagos, the God Xenagos.
Yeah, and then while it's at 30-30 with haste, we had these like random things, but they weren't as reliable, and you needed like, I don't know. So these decks might find a home for this. Like this guy might be playable in those decks.
Yeah.
Because like they can fill up the graveyard pretty quickly, and in Modern you can have like a lot of different like land, artifact, creature, that kind of stuff pretty easily. So it's not. It doesn't sound too bad. I think we can.
It's plausible, I think.
How much do you think this costs unlimited? Like realistically, like 8,
9.
7?
This is how much normally?
13 regular.
7?
13 regular?
We can get it. We can get it to cost 7.
I mean, you can. I would wager being 9 on average.
9 seems about right.
8 is probably average. Like if you're really working at it. Like if your deck is capable of working at it. Like because even one really good, like or 2 really good Delirium activators. Like if you have a vessel is worth 3 on its own most of the time.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna go enchantment creature land, so you're getting 3 out of the vessel.
Yeah.
Like you only need to stitch together like, 2 or 3 more
like
cards.
after instant and sorcery, like it's starting to get like.
Well, then I'm saying like enchantment, creature, land, instant, sorcery.
Yeah.
Like with Terrarian, like it's very plausible to have artifacts in your deck. Like
yeah, I mean we're like the
now we're at 6.
Like I think 5 is super realistic. That like. You have to hit perfect off of your vessel in that scenario, but
I think it'd be 4 or 5 a lot.
No, you're just in this scenario. You're just like creature, land, enchantment because the enchantment is vessel. So now you're just 3. Like that's very realistic in a deck unlimited, and then being able to put together instant sorcery throughout the game. Like you're not casting this guy super early, but being able to put out instant and sorcery just during the game at some point, like is also very realistic.
Yep.
And now we have. Like now that's 6 cards.
Yeah, so
or 6 if you can get an artifact, but yeah.
Or land.
Yeah.
That's
Well, the land's 5th. Is it 5th?
enchantment, creature, land, instant, sorcery. Like artifact. Okay.
Yeah, so 7, 8, somewhere in there is probably the sweet spot for it.
It's doable. You're not even stretching it because like you're gonna play cards like Terrarian, you're gonna play like, these other random artifacts.
You'll pick this up early and build around it. So
I don't know if you pick it up early, but like, it'll come around.
I might.
Emerald? It's another card that's just like insanely powerful. Where like, how do you not just like take this card and start building?
It's a 0 commitment too, not like Tamio, where this is I'm completely open to take this.
Theoretically, you can cast this if the game goes long enough at some point. Like, and I think this is one of the ones where like if you actually cast this, you probably win the game.
Well, I think what he means is like you're not going into 3 colors.
Yeah.
And all the colors have.
I got it, but you have to be able to survive long enough to cast this if you're not going to like delirium it.
Like. Having to abandon this card for whatever strategy you end up is going to be the same as Tamio.
Yeah.
You're not going to play this in your red-white aggro deck or your red-black vampire deck. I mean, it's the same concept.
Definitely not, yeah.
I think your red-black vampire deck could actually cast this.
In some way,
yeah, all the decks can do it.
For like 6 mana?
Well, the red...
6? We're going down to 6 now?
Or,
we have
minus 6.
We have tribal now too?
Minus 6.
Alright.
Get out of here.
Let's go on to Eternal Scourge. 3 generic mana, 3/3, Eldrazi Horror. You may cast it from exile, and when it becomes the target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, you exile it. Sweet.
Yeah.
This card's weird.
Sounds great.
It's food chain, is what it is.
Play this in my deck, I guess. It's Trained Armadon, but...
It's a 3/3.
Yeah, because they're never going to use anything to target it because you'll just re-get it back. So
Yeah.
they're going to remove other stuff.
You will always have a spell to cast on your turn, no matter what happens.
So they're never going to target this guy. Like what removal spell they want to throw away?
Like the shitty part is if he randomly ends up in the graveyard and you like can't do anything about it. Like if they just block him or you block
that's
him.
the only downside to it.
If you don't have any way to like get him from the graveyard to exile.
But he's still a 3 mana 3/3,
Yeah,
so that's fine.
And that's how he should be played as 3 mana 3/3.
Yeah, and if he does get exiled, that's
Yeah,
great.
his text is virtually never going to happen because nobody's going to target him.
And
Yeah.
he's good because he can just go in any deck.
Yeah.
You can always cast him.
Yeah.
Yep, he's a very solid pick. Just put him in your deck.
Yep. Alright, last couple cards here. We've got the It of the Horrid Swarm. It is a 4/4, an 8 generic mana. It was the insect, emerges for 6 and a green, and when you cast it, you put 2 1/1 green insect creatures on the battlefield.
They don't even have death touch.
Nope, so it must be bad.
This is man.
It's a 4/4.
Yes, it is.
I'm not sure a 4/4 body is that much better than
Not
the
for
body you sacrifice.
Probably not.
Yeah,
And the tokens you get is probably pretty. I wish they hadn't put emerge on uncommon cards because at that point they're so restricted what they have to be able to do.
yeah, they can't be super powerful.
I just wish that all these emerge cards had flash. That'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
They gave us 2.
Well, they all should have flash.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
None of the effects are like absurd for how much
Yeah.
you're paying for them.
I mean,
For how much you're paying for them.
Come on.
This next one should have had flash. I
Hey,
think.
you attack me. BT dub. Or I attack after attackers. BT dub. Overrun my team. No blocks. Smash.
Oh darn it! You're dead.
Oh no, that seems good.
Now, this next one, though, I think probably could have used Flash. This is Lashwood Lurker. It's 8 mana, generic. Emerge for 5 blue-green. It's a 5/4, and when you cast it, you may put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. I think that
7 mana,
putting Flash.
5/4?
Yeah. 8 mana, 5/4. With 5 blue-green for Emerge.
So 7 to emerge.
Yeah. And it's 2 colors. I think you're giving this Flash, and I think you're okay.
For 2 colors, probably.
5 blue green, and when it comes into play, time up your opponent.
Yeah.
And you get a 5/5.
I mean, time of is always sorcery, but I think it's
I think
fine.
that's fine.
Yeah, there's a reason time of is only sorcery.
Well, there is, yes, because it's time.
Yeah.
You're probably running this. You're probably running this in any blue-green deck, but
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, get a 5/4 kind of plow under your opponent. Oh, you can't because it's not.
It's not land, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, putting a creature in limited is better just because they have to recast that card.
yeah.
yeah.
This card's probably fine.
Yeah.
Putting a creature they paid for on top of their deck has always been pretty good.
Yeah, like time walk you sort of. Like,
Yeah.
Gone
it's
Missing,
better than
Gone
Time
Missing
Walk.
wasn't very good because it was 5 mana and it was a sorcery, but this is like a 5/4 and it's probably gonna be about 4 or 5 mana.
Which one?
The Gone Missing, the blue one from the last
Do you
set.
remember the first? So my fear with these cards. Do you remember the first? Or I guess not the first, but do you remember when we just drafted? Help me out. Battle.
Shadow Zone?
When we just drafted
Or
Battle,
Battle?
and like how unplayable the Eldrazi were in
Yeah.
Battle. So like my problem is like some of these cards are good, but like the ones that have these like giant emerge costs or whatever, like I think they did this to try to prevent that from happening again. Where we had this Grizzly Bear format, which was
Yeah.
Battle, and it was super aggressive, and then we had these giant Eldrazi that just like weren't playable at all. I feel like they did that to prevent this from happening, but I'm not sure that it's gonna be effective.
I mean,
Some of the rare ones maybe, but these uncommon ones, I'm not sure a lot of these make the grade.
I mean, but dropping the
Yeah, I
cost
can
to
see
this
that.
guy is not terrible.
Like,
It's
we
actually
gotta
a 3 or 4 drop guy.
If you have 4
you
power
gotta give up
guy-
a guy. I mean,
Yeah.
So basically, if you get this guy down to 5 mana, so now it's 5 mana for a 5/4, and the guy you sacked was a spell to put something on top. Like, so you just look at it as now like I played this guy earlier in the game, and now he's a bouncing your dude, and I get this 5/4.
What guide am I sacking?
Any 3 or 4
Whatever
drop
your
guy.
2 or
So
3.
But what
So-
4-drop guy am I wanting to?
No, you're not-
There's like some gray ogres.
There's that 3-drop that you sack and get a land, right?
But yeah, but it's much better to just have like. It's much better to just have like a gray ogre and this guy. Like that's my thing.
well, yes, absolutely.
Like,
true.
so-
Sometimes, yeah.
So like why? I mean, in the situations where having no gray ogre and then having this guy like are better. I don't know. Like I feel like
Well,
maybe it's
depends
not
on the
quite there.
spell that's attached to it. Like,
Yeah.
I personally think Time Ebb is worth me sacking my bear, so I can
Yeah.
turn 5 Time Ebb and make
Your
a
bear,
5/4.
sure, not my hill giant.
Well, nobody said anything about sacking your 4-drop.
yeah,
I said sack like a 4 drop 3
I
is
mean,
fine.
you don't
Yeah.
need, but then that guy costs 3.
yeah,
Now you
That's
can
what I'm
play
saying,
2
like-
spells. Like,
yeah. And then it's the
Like,
cost gets very good.
The thing is, like, this guy scales up to where whenever the game has gotten to a point where these 3/3s and 2/2s are no longer relevant on the
Yeah,
board,
that's fine.
That's just fine.
But my comment is like, you're just getting 1 more toughness and 2 more power at that point from
But
your
you're also getting the
from your
tempo
hill
of
giant.
like bouncing this massive thing.
Yeah, sure. But I'm saying like if the board was stalled before, like bouncing their guy, like and getting a 5/4. I mean,
Well,
it's
we'll
close.
have to see.
It's
We will have to
close.
see how good
What's
they
nice
are.
is these cards aren't like you don't have to emerge them to get their ability.
No, that's
No.
what I'm saying. Like a lot of times because the emerge, like if you might just end up casting these guys a lot of the time.
Yeah, like after turn 4, if you're not sacking your 3-drop to cheat this guy into play on turn 4, maybe you just hold off until turn 6 or 7 and just
Yeah.
cast them like OG style.
Yeah. Here's the last thing I'll add on about these emerge guys before we go on to the last 3 emerge cards, and the last 3 cards in the set actually. So when we had Common here as our limited format, the morphs you put at 3 in your draft decks and your steel pools. Do you guys move these down in the curve due to their emerge cost, or do you leave them where they are?
I don't think
on
you can
the curve?
afford to because you can't really like You can't pretend that you know what you're going to emerge them for. If you're going to build your deck that way, I think it's.
Well, you have to. But
Not
you also
real.
can't evaluate them at their casting cost either. Like you have to evaluate them as like.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
it's a whole new evaluation.
So I'm fine with that, but like it's like
There's
let's
a
evaluate.
way to do it actually.
Let's evaluate it based on a range. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you have to understand, like, all right, so I have this card in my deck, and it costs 7 mana or whatever, and its emerge is like 4 blue or whatever. I don't know. Like, and I have.
That one's way too good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand. For purposes of this example, fine. So it's 7 blue or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
So the thing is, like, and you only have like 1 4-drop.
Okay.
So, like, we have to realistically look at it from a standpoint of, like, all right, this guy could cost 3 less than the emerge. Like, because we have these 3 drops, but we only have this 1 4-drop. So, like, counting this guy is, like...
So at that point,
it's got to be a range.
Do you take the highest creature on your curve and go, okay, if I subtract this guy's CMC from this card cost, is that I can move it down to this level?
No, you take the bulk of where most of your creatures are at.
Correct.
And you only run like 2 emerge guys in your deck.
You
Okay,
add
so
up your
assume-
3 drops and your 4 drops, and you decide where he's going to be. So if you have 4 3 drops and 2 4 drops, then this guy most likely is going to
Minus
be
3.
reduced by 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and you move them like accordingly.
If you have
that's the
1 3
range.
drop and
Yeah.
1 4 drop and 10 2 drops, this guy's going to get reduced by 2
By
most of the
2,
time.
right.
And,
Okay.
and then the way you compensate the math is you cut the number of emerges you run at 2, max 3, depending on how good their effects are.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
2.
I mean, so
And not
there-
every deck is going to be looking for an emerge.
Probably not. Yeah.
I mean, I
A
do
lot of
think...
decks will have 0.
I was gonna say a lot of decks will have 0. There are gonna be a ton of decks that have 0. I think if you want these emerge effects, like say you pick up some of these 1/2 wolves that generate green mana, and you pick up 2 of these 3 drop guys that like give you a bonus when you emerge them or whatever, right? Like say you pick up some of these guys early, like you'll have your pick of some of these emerge effects, I think. So
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot, especially in the first couple weeks, of people who are passing emerge cards, just not sure what to do with it.
Well,
Yeah.
in the opposite. Like, oh, just take these emerge cards because they're giant monsters with abilities.
That's
Can't
Yeah.
play any of them.
Kids
So-
love Eldrazi.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see where they go. So let's hit the last 3 cards here real quick. Last third from the last is Mockery of Nature, 9 generic, 6/5 Eldrazi Beast, emerges 7 and a green. Whenever you cast it, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Doesn't seem worth it to me.
6/5?
6/5.
Sideboard?
what's his real cost?
9.
9,
And his emerge?
7 and a green.
Yeah, that card's not good.
Don't think so.
Acidic Slime has always been good. Like,
This doesn't get a land though, right?
No.
oh, never mind.
Yeah, if this is acidic slime, then we're talking.
I mean, I still don't think it's good.
Like, a lot of these like
It's a 6/5.
evaluations on these emerge cards are really gonna like get hammered out after we readjust, right?
Yeah, for sure. But do you know what I can get for like 6 or 7 mana in green?
Insane stuff.
Yeah, it's
Big old guys, yeah.
So, like, again, this guy is probably going to be 5 mana most of the time, or 6 mana, right? Like,
More than likely, yeah.
so
Alright, next one we got. It's Vexing Scuttler. 8 generic mana, 4/5, Eldrazi Crab, 6 and a blue to emerge it. Whenever you cast it, you may return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand.
That one's more reasonable.
Yeah, I like this one.
Not for 4/5. You know, for 7 mana for this guy, you.
Does he not?
he's not
block?
7 mana, he's 5 mana. Every deck has 2 drops or 3 drops.
No.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So at 5 mana for 4/5, the
No, he doesn't. He's a crab. He can't fly. He don't fly.
None of these guys
crabs.
have flying.
You have some
No.
good spells.
One of them has
one
flying.
does. If you have a couple good spells,
next
but
one.
like
Next one has flying, yeah.
most decks don't have a ton of them, a lot of them are enchantments.
I mean,
And the deck that's gonna, any deck that's gonna have multiple spells aren't gonna have.
so
ton
it's
of bodies.
fine. Like the problem with this is like right, that we're gonna get back an instant or sorcery. Like
Well,
if it's a rare instant or sorcery, or even if it's just like a murder. Like we traded in this 2-drop, we got a 5/4, and we got back this murder. Like my thing is you're getting a card back. So I don't like these guys because you're setting yourself up to get 2 for 1 real hard. But this guy you get a card back too, so you kind of break even.
Yeah.
Like, there's a realistic point where like, all right, I'm playing this like blue-black control-ish type deck, and like I murdered your guy early in the game, and now like I play this and I sack my wall, and he costs 5, and I get my murder back. Like you break even. Now I have this 4/5, I had this 1/5, and I get my murder back.
But
Like,
sometimes you don't have instant or sorcery in your graveyard, and you're just kind of
you
trading.
you wouldn't want this guy. Like, or you could, if we get to a point in the game where like you just cast this guy, like, maybe that's fine too. But yeah.
I mean, another good way to evaluate these cards are, on average, the guy that you're sacrificing, like, does that pay for the spells effect that you're getting? I think
That's what I'm
sacking
also
a 2 or
thinking as
3
well.
mana, like sacking a 2-drop or a 3-drop to regrow a spell from my yard, I think that's a good value. That's great.
It's just, again, this is one of the ones where it's like niche, and it's like not everybody's going to want this one because you're going to have like, you know, the quality of spell in your deck is going to have to be like higher in order for you to be after this effect. But if you had that, I think this is one of the ones that's very playable because do I think time-ebbing someone is worth a card? No, not really. Like, is it worth an extra dude? I can see situational. This is actually just a straight card. I just get to have a card back.
Yeah, like a lot of times these like emerge guys will like you play them for their ability, not necessarily their body.
Right. And so, going off Drew's logic here, the last one is probably the one that fits the best of how you're evaluating these. And so, it's Wretched Drift, it's 7 generic, 3/4 Eldrazi Hippogriff, emerges for 5 and a blue. When you cast it, you draw a card, and it flies. So, if we're going off the I always want to break parity, I want to be able to draw.
It's the whatever, right? It's the what's the emerge on this one?
5 and blue.
Yeah, this one's great. So,
okay,
I like this one less than the other one because it's like I guess a card off the top of my deck is probably less interesting in this format than one in my graveyard that I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But like this is just a random card. It's fine. Like I had to sack a card to get this thing. Now I get to draw a card.
You upgrade a Grizzly Bear to the air.
Yeah, what's actually really good about this one is that you're not trading a 3-drop most of the time. You'll sack your 2-drop.
You're saying it like
So-
yeah.
You're not. You're. I mean,
So
you
4/5, 5/4,
3/4.
3/4.
3/4.
But like
3/4 fly.
that's the other part. Is like a 3/4 for 4 mana that draws a card is okay. Like
Yeah, that's not borderline
amazing.
Mold Drifter stats.
Exactly. It's better than Mold Drifter, but it's
Yeah.
in that regard, not in that. But it's
It's certainly not better than Mold Drifter.
It's not something that like I wouldn't want to sack my 3-drop into this guy because I'm not
definitely
utilizing my mana perfectly. But I mean, I would if we miss a lane. We'll have to go into it.
Yeah.
Like I think this one's very playable in blue decks.
Yeah.
You're not going to splash for this guy most of the time, like right? So some of these other ones, like how we consider like
So
disrupting my mana to play.
Well, yeah, these last two, I like because you're getting a card. Obviously, like you're gonna break even. We were down a card to play this. Like the situation where we get 2 for 1 because they turn around and kill this thing is very high. But at the same time, like I got a card back, so
Well, you got
it's not the
something.
end of the world.
You got an actual value card, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the guy who time ebbs, like you get a card back, but the card says time ebb right now. That's what it does.
Yeah.
So you can never hold it.
Well, I mean, it's just an ability. I'm saying like if they turn around and they kill this guy at the end of my turn, they just like flash off something and kill this guy. I'm down 2 cards. I 2 for 1 to myself.
Well,
Yeah,
it's,
in a sense you did, yes.
it's
Not
still-
in a sense. Like
it's still one.
I sacked a creature I had on board that wasn't dead for another creature. Now that creature's dead. Like,
But you also
you have an effect.
but you also got them for 2
I got
didn't you?
the
It's
effect.
parody.
Okay, parody,
It's not
yes.
parody. They'll get the card back.
Because one of them is bounced.
Yeah,
Not
it's,
actually
not,
killed.
it's parody.
So it's a temporary parody until they draw that card and just cast it
The only
again.
difference is when you add up actual cards, they're +1.
Right.
But when you add like spells and abilities, it's parity. It's the same. Like I got to do something with this guy that was in play. He bounced this creature. It's the same if he said sacrifice this guy, bounce this creature. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not like you've lost something.
But I mean, you're literally down a card.
Yeah.
Yes, but
All right.
It's again only in terms of physical cards, not in terms of
Not
you
virtual
add
card effects.
spells played.
So we don't have any blue mages in the house? Like, I mean, I don't understand. It's pretty clear, like, how you win games of Magic. Like, if you're like going about this sort of direction unlimited, like, I mean, I don't know how many.
Yeah.
There's not. So I don't know that ever happens twice, and you can like, still feasibly win the game. Whereas like these other 2 guys, I like more because you killed my guy. Like I got my murder back too. Like okay, well let's fire it off. Or okay, like I drew a card. Maybe it was a land. Whatever. I still drew an additional card. Like it's just. I think the last 2 were better.
Yeah, I definitely agree that the last 2 are better, and just because this is a brand new way of casting cards and evaluating cards, we're going to be on like complete sides of the field.
Yeah, I may be completely wrong at the end, like 2 weeks from now. Like, holy shit, I was super wrong. Like, all these emerge guys are insane, and there's no way to kill them reliably, and like all kinds of stuff. Like, who knows?
So yeah, we will see.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that that's the end of the set.
Oh, all right.
That's the last card.
I'll report back like Sunday or something.
Okay.
We do it.
After the pre-release is over,
we do
we'll talk about it.
pre-releases.
Yeah. So, big thanks to Sean, Dustin, Drew, and Mike. No shoutouts. No you.
No shoutouts.
All right. Mike has been calm. I guess been very somber tonight.
I'm sleepy.
I think we're all sleepy. We're all
Drink
tired.
that shiner, man. Like,
I was sleepy then. I thought that might fire me up, but it didn't
What?
work.
In what world is alcohol an upper?
You don't know
it's always a depressant. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you thought you would make us all depressed, and then you'd be.
yeah, man. What is this? What is this?
I guess.
symbol,
Well, anyway.
Sorry.
It's all good. So yeah, big thanks to you guys and everybody listening. If you haven't checked out the rest of the set review, go out and listen to the rest of them. Watch the other ones that we did earlier this week and see Sean and mine's facial expressions just constantly depress one another.
Hashtag no flex. There's a lot of wine drinking going on.
Yeah. So check us out on all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail. You've heard it all a million times before. I refuse to repeat it now because we're all tired.
Yeah.
Yik Yak, that's the big one.
Hit him up on Yak. He'll lead you back on
We need
Yak.
to get on the Yik Yak. But yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, take this information and go win your peerless. Just don't beat us because
No. Why?
You can't.
they can't.
Jesus. I'll get rolled. Some kid will have a hammer for one and just die.
Probably. But,
And
yeah.
we're cool.
But thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to y'all next week.